Today we're going to talk about one of the easiest and most affordable items you can add to your long-term food storage, pasta, and more specifically, spaghetti. Since cans of tomato sauce and tomato paste for spaghetti sauce can store for a long time in cans, and even longer when you rotate them, it makes sense to have a long-term food supply of spaghetti noodles. Some people just throw pasta into a plastic bin in its original packaging and forget about them. But if you want pasta to last for 30 years or more, here's a much better way. Today I'm going to show you exactly how to store pasta in Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers so that it stays fresh for decades. And the best part is you can store years worth of food for just a few dollars per bag. So why Mylar bags? What makes these bags any better than leaving pasta in its package? Pasta doesn't technically spoil, but it does lose flavor, nutrients, and freshness over time. Pasta comes in either a cardboard box or polyethylene packaging, but neither of these protects against moisture, oxygen, or light. Mylar bags protects against all three, giving your pasta an incredibly long shelf life. When you combine Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers, the oxygen level inside drops close to zero. That stops oxidization, prevents bugs, and preserves quality. So instead of lasting 1 or 2 years in the box, your pasta can last 30 years or more. That's the difference. You only need a few things for this process. Some Mylar bags in either 1 gallon or 5 gallon that would fill up the inside of a bucket like this. The oxygen absorbers, usually 300 cc, are for a 1 gallon bag. Dry pasta. It can be spaghetti, penne pasta, macaroni, rotini, whatever you prefer. Just keep in mind that if it has eggs or wheat, it does not store as long. You're probably limited to 10 years max with those products. A heat sealer or a hair straightener, a marker for labeling, and an optional food grade bucket for extra protection. Once you've got all that, you're ready to go. Make sure your pasta is totally dry. If you're using long pasta like spaghetti, breaking it in half makes it much easier to pack tightly into the bag and allows you to leave a little extra space on top. So when you fill your Mylar bag, you want to leave about 1 inch or 2 of space at the top. That makes it easier to seal. So whether I break spaghetti in half or leave it whole, I can fit 6 pounds into a 1 gallon Mylar bag. In the past, I've done this a couple different ways. One was I unpackaged the spaghetti. With this one, I unpackaged the pasta and put it in vertically. And then on the back of the package, I taped the back of the spaghetti package to keep the nutrition information. I've also broken them in half and laid the pasta in horizontally. So this method will give you a little more space at the top, making the bags easier to seal. Today, I'm going to do a third variation. I'm going to leave the spaghetti in its original package, and I'm just going to clip off the corner so that the oxygen could be absorbed from inside. Obviously, that's going to save me some time since I don't have to unpackage these, break them in half, tape a label. I'll just continue my process of labeling these right on the bag. These bags are nice because they're gusseted on the bottom. So when you open them up, they'll stand on their own. So now I have 6 packages or 6 pounds in this bag. So what I want to do is use the zipper and close it up most of the way. Right before sealing, I'm going to add one of these 300 cc oxygen absorbers in every bag. And then I'm just going to squeeze as much air as I can out of the bag. Then when I get all these done, I'm going to use a heat source to seal the top of the bag. Another way you can do this is using jars. If I break the spaghetti in half, I can fit a pound. There's still a rubber seal in the lid. So with an oxygen absorber, it will remove the oxygen and seal it tight. I was trying not to make a mess in my wife's kitchen. She is out of town, so at least I have a couple of days to make sure I get it cleaned up. I'm going to take some from this other package. I just want to fill it up so there's not so much empty space in the jar. I might be able to fit 2 pounds in this jar. Take an absorber, and I can relabel this. In this can, in case you're interested in seeing how that works, in fact, I've got another one that I'm going to put these in. So I got 2 of these in right side up, 2 in upside down. Not sure if it makes a difference, but it seemed like it fit a little bit better. That gives me 24 pounds of spaghetti. And then in these smaller bags, I did 1.5 pounds in each bag. So essentially the same as I got in here. And I was able to fit 2 of these, 1 of these on each side. I did tape the label on the same way. So that gives me a 27-pound bucket, which is a lot easier to carry than a 50-pound bucket, but I could probably fit 1 or 2 small bags on top. We want to use a heat source to seal the bags or a heat sealer. A hair straightener works fine. So, like I said, this will completely seal it. The oxygen absorbers will absorb the oxygen, and this will tighten up a little bit after it takes some of the oxygen out. So seal it all the way across. A good seal means that there's going to be no moisture, no oxygen, and no pests. The metallic coating on the outside of the Mylar bag blocks out light, which is another factor that shortens shelf life. There are Mylar bags that are clear. The Mylar is actually the plastic portion inside, and this coating blocks out light. There are black ones as well. We'll go ahead and seal these up. By the way, if you find this information helpful, hit the like button so more people can find this video for more long-term storage and emergency readiness videos. So now label your bag with the date, the pasta type, the weight, make a note of the number of servings. On the package it says that 1 serving is 2 ounces, so I just labeled it the same way. Since the original packaging is in this bag, I don't need to attach any nutrition information. Then store these in a cool, dry, dark place. If you really want maximum protection, place them inside of a food grade bucket. That'll keep rodents away. So how long will you be able to store these this way? When you store them the right way, pasta can last anywhere from 10 to 30 years in Mylar bags. The ones with eggs or wheat is going to be closer to the 10-year side or less. Pasta like this, like the spaghetti pasta, will last 30 years or more. Temperature plays a big role. The cooler the storage spot, the longer it lasts. So like I said, while wheat and egg noodles have more oils, they won't last as long, but regular pasta stores incredibly well. I'm going to go ahead and label the rest of these and put them in the bucket. So again, there's the 4 bags. I've got to package up my other jar still. Then I'll just label the top of this lid with the contents and the weight. So that's it. Storing pasta in Mylar bags is simple, cheap, and one of the best long-term food storage methods you can do at home. Thanks for watching. Be vigilant and stay ready. And check out this video for more preparedness tips. Now that's the way to eat in an apocalypse.